Hold on, guys. Hey everybody, Victor Connector here. Had a little timing issue between Instagram and Facebook. Hey, happy Saturday. How are you doing? Are you ready for the weekend? And we do not stop because it's the weekend. Weekend is just another day for us to build our, find our purpose, complete our purpose, and find a new purpose. Um, Yesterday I went to a meetup. Actually, yesterday was a pretty full day. Couple Zoom calls, lots of phone calls, talking about a couple of deals that me and Karnick are going to be looking at. Also, me and Shane, as well as me and George and Heeman and I, and everything else. So it's always good to touch base with your team members. And don't be afraid to explore other opportunities and possibilities because you don't know where the next great lead comes by, right? So last night we had a meetup with the big dogs. I haven't been into a meetup. One of the things that on 2023 that I have planned for is connecting more with my groups. A lot of in-person groups. I've been traveling a lot in 2022, going to a lot of workshops, connecting, but you have to go to your home base and reset sometimes. You have enough people around you who are really close in your vicinity that you want to keep those relationships up and going. So that's the plan for 2023. The meetup with Shanoa, man, Kurt was there, Wes, Andy, Yulia. I met some new ones. There's a lot of new investors coming into the RIA, which is very exciting. um, Make them feel welcome, be part of the family. Had a lot of deep conversations with a lot of them, not realizing that what I know now, I wish I'd have had someone to really sit down with me. What's up, Josh? You want to come up? But connecting with people in your group and then finding new people in your group, like Josh. Josh is doing some amazing things. He has a podcast going on. He's also doing. He's rebranding. He's restructuring. He's doing a whole bunch of new things in 2023. He's an inspiration. He's a great partner. You need to follow Josh on I am Josh Martin in Instagram. Um, but he's also doing some other special things. I'm gonna see if Josh wants to come up here in a little bit and talk about it. So it's about being around the right people. You have to brand yourself, right? So last night I was able to talk to a lot of new people, and they know who I am, right? But a lot of people did not realize I rebrand myself as Victor the Connector. Andre, what's up, brother? Once you brand yourself, you're able to also promote yourself. By your brand, you're promoting, you're marketing yourself, but as well, sometimes they don't understand what you are. It's like Victor the Connector. It's like, okay, who do you connect? How do you connect? And that's a great way to capture someone's attention because every time I go as, hey, how do you doing? My name is Victor the Connector. They have this huge smile on their face because it's something different they're not aware of because it's a hook, right? So once you find that hook, you can capture their attention and they want to know more about you. So whenever you market yourself, you have to find a way to hook and grab their attention right now. And so that's what I did, and that was by accident. So it wasn't like it was planned out. So a lot of things that a lot of people were asking me because I just did a podcast yesterday. It was about how to be a connector, and that's my superpower. So not realizing what I was doing was actually helping other people that was able to monetize it at the same time. So it was like a happy coincidence that this actually worked out. And so I've been asked by a lot of people to talk, and the subject was always be Victor the Connector. How did I become the connector? And what is involved as a connector? So many of you don't realize everybody here are connectors. Everybody. So the reason why we don't embrace it is because we don't understand it. We do it subconsciously. We connect people subconsciously. But the thing is, you can also market yourself as a connector because you want people to come to you, think of you first, have that omnipresence. So whenever they have an issue, a problem, or a lead, you need to be the first one on their mind. And that's what being a connector is about, is having that type of being liked that much and trust that much. Once they like you and trust you, then they're willing to go and work with you or give you money. And so this is one of the main topics I want to start doing on my lives, is talking about being a connector. So it's how to grow your brand as a connector, because that's what you're giving value. You're not asking, you're giving. So once you give, you're able to um, scale your business even faster, because you're not asking for anything every time, right? But once you give, you build that relationship because you find that story. You figure out what their bottleneck is. It could be a process or a person or a combination. So it's about doing that. And once you figure out that bottleneck, then you can go and either ask to JV together, joint venture, work together, or maybe they can find someone that they can connect you with. So it's a very interesting way to help other people, right? Because that's what we are. Entrepreneurs, we're not just about making money. It's most of us. It's not about making money, but also making the connections, making the relationships to scale your business and work with other people. It's fun. I enjoy it. And don't, and also be transparent, guys. It's there's nothing there's you shouldn't be hiding what you're trying to do, because if you're talking to somebody and you're saying, "Hey, I can connect you," and then the person that you're connecting, talk to them and build some type. Alvin, oh my God, what's up, brother? I would love for you to come up if you want, if you don't mind. I'd love to pick your brain. Um, Alvin Hope Johnson. He's a badass. It's like I got to meet him and follow him so many times, and it's been fun.
What's up, Victor?
What's up, brother?
How you doing,
Man, I'm blessed, brother. I'm blessed every day, every day.
Here we are, sitting here at the office today, man, getting the leg up.
Hey, you're always hustling, baby. We can't stop, and we can never stop, can we?
No?
I see that the last time I saw you were doing your you did a little live, a little sneak peek on your deal in Mansfield.
Oh yeah, going through that with the architect and
Yeah.
but that guy's the architect. He hired the engineer for me, and he was also on the city council of planning and zoning commission for the city of Mansfield.
Okay. Okay.
So that really helps when you got somebody that knows what the city wants to help you plan your stuff out, right?
Absolutely. I'm not sure you know this, but we're working on a 120-acre lakefront property in Cedar Hill.
120-acre lakefront in Cedar Hill. What part? Is it on Lake Ridge Parkway?
Yes.
You said lakefront. So if you're coming from 67 down Lake Ridge Parkway, you go across the bridge past the boat dock?
No, it's on the southern end on that. You know that little community that goes wrapped inside right there when you come off the bridge. It comes to that before you go up the hill. There's that community onto the if you're going towards um, Cedar Hill. You go up that hill with the next to the I don't even know the estate.
Did you get off of 67 on Lake Ridge Parkway or?
Yeah, if you go that way, it's going to go towards the boat ramp, right? Going towards yeah. It's before you go before you go onto the bridge, coming down the hill. I need to find out what that community is called so I can be a little bit more precise.
Let me know. I live over there, and I have a lot up there at the top in the bluffs.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah, I got a 4-acre lot up there that I'm probably about to build a 12,000 square foot house on.
Sweet.
You know that big old house up there that you can see from everywhere?
Yes, sir.
I got a lot 2 doors down from that.
Are you serious? That is a view right there. That
Yeah.
is a view.
There's one house to the left, and my lot is right next to it. And I just got my permits approved for that about 2 weeks ago. I had to go back and amend them. So when that amendment is done, probably within the next 2 weeks, I will probably start building that house the 1st of March.
Man,
or sell it.
You're just everywhere because you're not just doing it here in Texas. You're in other places, aren't you?
Well, man, you know what I have figured out? I found a niche. And the niche, you know what the niche is? I have really run. I've been in the affordable housing space since 2008.
Mm-hmm.
And it has served me well. We've done a lot of good things in a lot of great communities. But I had not figured out how to utilize what I knew and what we were passionate about to the maximum that I could. So I've really been doing all of us a disservice. Now I've got, and you know, we've been doing these developments. I've got 5 developments planned right now. And now I have really figured out how I can get them financed. We're 501c3, and we can get bonds issued for all of our projects, like 100% financing of bonds. And when we partner with people, like on our pre-dev stuff, and if they stayed in it 3 to 5 years until the properties were stabilized, or if we get a fund big enough to finance the whole project, and our investors want to stay in it for 30 years, and really hold the mortgage, 100% of their gains on their money is exempt from taxes. So short-term, long-term, and it's guaranteed by the foundation, and it's backed by the bonds.
Wow.
And it's during construction, we got a contractor with a performance bond, so they guarantee delivery of a product. So we know it's going to get built.
Wow.
And so 100% of the money is protected from either the performance bond, and after it's built, then you got income, and either you own the whole deal because we put together $50 million in a debt fund to build it and hold the debt for 30 years because the investors want 7-8% forever, tax exempt, or on a short-term deal, 3 to 5 years, we can do 10% backed by bonds. That what happens is at closing, the money goes in, the equity money goes into the deal, and after that money goes into the deal, well, first of all, we got, say it's a $50 million deal, we get all of the bonds issued prior to construction. You know, we go to issuer says, yep, here's $50 million worth of paper that you can sell. The paper is sold, and that's how you monetize the bonds to turn into your cash.
Wow.
Right? So once you have those bonds issued, we can, at that point, our clearinghouse, Piper Sandler, will sell enough bonds on the front end of this deal to either pay just the debt service on the bonds or to fund the whole deal. But if we got our own $50 million, they would close on the issuance of those bonds and set up the tranches to where the debt service is paid to the investors through the process of construction. And at stabilization, if we got $10 million worth of equity into this deal, what happens is the equity, that same amount of equity that didn't get sold in the beginning is sold at stabilization. The property is no longer worth $50 million; it's worth $60 million because it's stabilized.
Yep.
They last $10 million worth of bonds, and that money goes back to pay the investors back their money. The whole time that their money has been in this deal, from pre-dev through stabilization, they've been getting a 10% annum interest on their money with distributions every 6 months, and that money has been tax exempt.
Holy crap, dude. Just imagine having that knowledge back, let's say 10 years, 15 years, 20 years.
But it's okay because I wasn't ready then.
Right.
And I've been around this the whole time and didn't know how to use it. When I was at American Housing Foundation, we had portfolios financed with tax-exempt bonds. I didn't know how good or how bad that could be because every situation doesn't, just because you can get it doesn't mean it's always good.
Right.
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 Just because they will finance 100% of our new construction on our deals, is it good to leverage your deal to 100%? So there are a lot of mitigating factors that you really want to look at when you have these kind of opportunities, because you could put yourself right into a hole.
Okay, yeah.
But I had a guy call me the other day from Wisconsin, and I'll tell you, and I made a long story to tell you how I found the cheat code, and the cheat code was in the mission. That's what I want to tell you. This guy called me and said, Alvin, I've been here at this company, WIFA, for a year. He's the executive director of this Wisconsin organization that issues bonds. Mm-hmm. So for affordable housing providers like myself, he said, man, don't use that other financing. Here, I can give you $50 million worth of bonds. Don't use them. Mine are better. And so they are literally throwing money at qualified organizations to develop housing the way I'm doing it.
Wow.
And the reason I said the cheat code was in the mission, I have been running from the thought of, not running from the thought, Victor. It's really hard to educate people on affordable housing.
Yes.
When they think affordable housing, they think, oh man, here come those people.
Yeah.
But those people, let me tell you how I broke it down to this lady in the restaurant last night here in McKinney. And she was talking about these apartments over by Stonebriar, the neighborhood, how they were Section 8 apartments. And I'm like, Section 8 apartments? I said, oh. I said, well, let me explain those Section 8 apartments. And she said, I said, the area median income in this area is $125,000. Affordable housing means that to live there, you cannot make more than $100,000 a year. That's 80% of the area median income. How many people live there and make $100,000 a year? And that lady started crying in the restaurant. And I went, what are you crying for? She said, oh my God, I didn't realize that right next door to those apartments are the townhomes that I lived in when I got put out of my home by my husband. And the lady told me that if I made more than this much money, I couldn't live here. And I told her, oh, I don't. I just got kicked out of my house. I don't even have a job, but this is the income that I was just able to get. And she qualified to live there because she had gotten kicked out of her home. And she broke down in tears in a restaurant and realized that she was one of those people.
Wow. Wow.
One of the people that she was talking about, those Section 8 people. She didn't realize that at 43, 44 now, her hair was black and, blonde and, back looking good and back on her feet. But 4 years ago when her husband threw her out of the house and said that the marriage was over and she had nowhere to go, she lived in an extended stay for 2 months. And then her and her daughter moved into those really nice townhomes right across the street from Stonebriar neighborhood where you got, 15,000 square foot, $5 million houses. Right across the street, she was one of those people. And she broke down in tears and went, oh my God, now I understand why your mission is so important.
Now, I know you don't know this, Alvin. I followed you for almost a year now. And the reason why I followed you is because of your mission. It resonated with me. And seeing you live, my purpose was finding a way to meet you. And it was because of Vino that I had that opportunity. And so thank you for everything that you've been a true grow giver, because I've learned so much from you, from your lives and your shorts and everything else. It's not you're. I know you're doing it for a reason. You have a purpose for it, and the purpose is really great. Is and I show and I tell everybody one way or another whenever I talk, I bring your name up. It's because it's at least the one thing I can do that I can help you in every way. Have other people follow you because you have so much knowledge, Alvin. It's just that it's the education that a lot of people don't understand because everything evolves. It's not going to stay the same. So thank you for that. So,
You're welcome.
but we're having a meetup on Tuesday with Vina
Yeah,
on the
tell me, and I'm be there.
yeah, I'm gonna send you the information. I would love for you to come. This meetup is gonna be about multifamily development and land. So it kind of resonate what you're doing, and
Yeah, when Victor told me she was gonna be there, I said, "See, it's working." And she said, "What's working?" I said, "I told you you're gonna be in development in a minute."
but I know your time is valuable. Thank you for coming, man. I would love for you to come and hopefully one day you can talk because you have so much knowledge and experience. And then I'm pushing your name everywhere I go too.
Well, thanks, man. I look forward to seeing you Tuesday.
All right, brother.
Okay, Vic.
Thank you.
Talk to you later.
Appreciate it.
Bye bye.
Wow, this is amazing. It's like I have a great guy like Alvin here um, coming on, and so the knowledge and the people that you're around, if it wasn't for Vina, really, guys, if it wasn't for Vina Jetty, I wouldn't have this connection. And you have to keep on pushing yourself out there. Massive action. You're always going to make it better. Who are you speaking? Oh, hey, Mark. It's his name is Alvin Hope Johnson. He's a developer here in Dallas Fort Worth. He does multifamily and single family. A huge developer. He also has his own multifamily monopoly group. It's an amazing man, amazing connection. He has so much knowledge. So guys, if you ever have a chance, please follow Alvin Hope Johnson on Instagram and Facebook. It's a wealth of knowledge that you can't even realize what he just talked about. It's a $1 billion idea because if you're able to rinse and repeat this process and using the strategy that he's using right now to do 100% financing on a development project by using bonds and different people out there who's willing to throw money at you, I was like, oh my God. It's information like this. You have to be in those rooms. You have to continue doing continuous education, putting yourself out there, finding what there are, finding their story. I just asked Alvin to jump on, and he was willing to do that just because of the ask. If you don't ask, you won't get an answer. You have to put yourself out there. You have to take yourself out of your comfort zone. If you want to grow, you have to put yourself in the scary situations, fearful situations, guys. It's the biggest thing in there. If you really want to grow, you have to stretch. And that's one of the things that Grant Cardone was telling me. If you want to grow, you got to stretch. And I didn't realize what he was really meaning about stretching. And today it became clear that if you really want to help others, like me right now, going on this live and talking to you, bringing on an amazing man like Alvin, coming and dropping freaking dimes and golden nuggets and just dropping knowledge left and right. This is what you must do to grow, guys. You have to be a grow giver. You need to push yourself out there in every situation, and it's amazing. And then once you finish this, I already have like freaking goosebumps and everything else, and I have this tingling going down my body because I was able to thank an amazing man for what he's doing out of selflessness. He was doing it to educate people, and I had the opportunity to thank him. I had the opportunity to thank Grant Cardone, Brad Blazer, uh, Pace Morby, Vina Jetty. I got to get to appreciate their knowledge. Shanoa, Phil, it's really understanding what they're doing, really understanding. Oops, sorry about that. Really understanding what they're doing, but really understanding what their purpose is. It's like you have to give back one way or another. It could be just, hey, a quick mention of Big Dogs with Chanel and Phil. It could be a quick thing about, hey, I'm a 10Xer with Grant Cardone and I'm part of the 10X community. Shop.com. It could also be about working as with Pace Morby, knowing Vina Jetty, who's my mentor, who's really changed my way of thinking on how things are coming to life, right? Able to be part of different groups, a Hispanic community that's just wanting to learn how to do multifamily, which I was asked to talk about being a connector. It's amazing. I've been on 6 podcasts so far. It's an amazing opportunity in a webinar. You don't know where you're going until people start seeing the value that you're giving, and the value that you're giving, you're able to like stretch yourself out even more. And this is the main reason why I want to do these lives, is in maybe a Zoom. If you like that, put it in a comment. If you think you come to a Zoom talking about how to grow your brand as a connector, let me know. I would love to do that. It was just an idea that I've been kicking around for the longest time, but without having, any type of feedback, I'm not sure if I should do this. But what I'm doing on Tuesday, on the 24th, we are having a meetup in Prosper, Texas at the Brass Tap. It's going to be talking about multifamily. We're going to talk about development. We're going to talk about land. So I'll be inviting Alvin here shortly. Vina Jetty will be the guest speaker, the queen of multifamily. She's going to be dropping some knowledge of what she's been doing and what she's currently doing, and what she has also a Facebook um, page. I would love for you to go. Is Mastering Multifamily with Vina Jetty. If you want to know more, please go and follow. Answer the questions, and then once you answer the questions, we'll invite you in. This is a private group, but you just have to do a little bit of work, answer a couple of questions, and then go and learn. She drops so much knowledge for free, but now she's doing something even bigger and better. She's doing challenges. She did a broker challenge, how to speak to brokers, how to find brokers. She's just did a legal challenge on how to get the right SEC lawyer, Nick the lawyer. A shout out to him. Find him on Instagram and Facebook, Nick the lawyer. And also, she's about to do a tax challenge with Nick. Nick is an amazing. I'm sorry, Larry. Sorry, Larry. Larry is an amazing CPA. He is located in DFW. He is very knowledgeable of all the tax codes on real estate, and we're going to be having him to come and join us on Tuesday, the 24th, at the Brass Tap in Prosper, Texas. If you want to know more, I will put all that information into my story. Uh, Please come with us. I'm gonna put it on every day because it's 3 days from now. We do that. We just had one on Monday, and I think it was a pretty good success. We had close to 45 to 55 people there. It was amazing. Sub 2 students, so different people from the challenges. People flew in from North Carolina and California, and it was an amazing experience. So I am personally inviting you to please come to the Brass Tap on Tuesday, the 24th, to join us with Vina Jetty as our guest speaker. And maybe if we can convince Alvin to come up there and talk a little bit too. So please, guys, if you want to grow, take action. Not just take action, but take massive actions. All right? Thank you for listening. Thank you for everything. Let's roll, make it count, and never stop hustling. Talk to you soon.